Yeah, let me check the time. Is today is 28th of June 2019, and the time is 10 minutes to 6. I just want to talk about a few things. Hey, hello guys. My name is Femi Ogidengbe, and this is my YouTube page. I'm really begging you because in this age, it is by the number of followers that everything they count based on the number of followers. For me to start making money with this YouTube page, I must have 1,000 followers. And I really want to start producing some content. All this while I've not had time, but now I want to start producing some content that I hope will keep people back home busy and informed at the same time. Okay, I relocated from Nigeria to United States in 2016. Prior to my relocating, I am an actor, Nollywood actor, and a movie director, producer, and it was quite unfortunate that things don't work in Nigeria the way it should. Things don't work the way it should, and it is surprising that with the number, with the Nigerian numbers standing at 200 million people, whatever business anyone goes into should automatically be productive. That's the way one should say it. But there are a lot of factors standing against whatever you try to do in Nigeria, be it a barber, be it a business, buy and sell, anything. Outside the major ones like electricity, bad roads, even to start business in Nigeria, all those things are some of the major things standing against any individual going into business in Nigeria. It's not supposed to be. But yet, you see companies from other countries organize private sector like ShopRite, DSTV, all these companies owned by South Africa, they come and they take Nigerian money away. You can't blame them. So, but we, the Nigerians, okay, let me use myself as an example. When I started out as a filmmaker, I refused to do any other thing. I've always had a barbing salon when I was much younger. I had a barbing salon that was doing well back then. As far back as 1993, I was making at least on a daily basis $400, 400 naira, and on a very good day, I make 700-800, and then when it's festive period, I could clock 1,005 or 1,005 or more. But I did not see it as a business venture. I just saw it as a platform to make money. The more I make the money, the more I spend it. I never thought of I didn't have a business plan then, and the business ran for 4 years, I guess. No, I think 3 or thereabout years, because I started 1993 and then closed it in 96 to go fully into acting. So it got to a stage the acting wasn't paying again. So I was now looking at what to go into. So the right thing I thought I should do was to go back to the barbing. But I made a mistake. I made some very wrong decisions, and particularly the location was wrong. But I invested a whole lot of money into the barbing salon, but yet for almost a year, I could say I did not make 30,000 in that salon. And this is a salon that had already, mop up all the money from here and there to open. I mean, I spent close to be honest, about 400 or 400,000, going to 500,000 in a salon. But I made nothing from it because to start with, there was no light. And one was frustrated. You are not motivated to even do anything to announce the salon. So that was when I now decided that, okay, funny enough, I've always been traveling from 96, but I've never I've never had it in mind to go to stay abroad. No, I've never had it in mind to stay abroad. You know, I was thinking that the government of Jonathan was going to do well. There's no doubt they stole money during Jonathan, but Jonathan, as the head, he had a very good heart, and then he knew exactly what he was doing. He was employing and calling up people with means, people, intelligent people to run the government with him. That was the only reason why I love Jonathan. He opened his government to people he thinks are intelligent and knows what they are doing to come and help run all the areas of government. What those people turned out to be cannot be blamed on Jonathan. If you check all the people that ran the government with Jonathan, I'm not talking from the ministers to the all these ministers, you will find out that Jonathan actually had, in fact, in the history of Nigeria, some of the best team to work with. But the greed of the black man sets in, and people like Desiani, people like all these people started siphoning money for them. So even the Soludo, the emir of emir, emir, the bank of Central Bank of Nigerian former governor, he was accused of donating 100 million to one religious group. He too came out to say that some 20 million was missing. We're just hearing of stories of, stealing here and there. Oh, they stole money. But the good thing about Jonathan was that, though Jonathan is not the topic for today, but this is just an aside. I just think that Jonathan allowed for freedom of information. So, and it was the boom of the internet. It was internet boom. So any little thing was in the open, and we saw it. So people thought Jonathan. The people have been stealing from the days of Abacha down to Abdul Salam, down to OBJ, Yadwa. They have all been stealing. You understand? But the governance in Nigeria was shrouded in secrecy so much that the public did not know anything. Not until Jonathan's time, after passing the Freedom of Information law, that everything, and it was coincidentally the time when it was the boom of internet in Nigeria. So everything was almost in the open. So people thought, no, 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 no. Even today, during Buhari's time, Buhari paying lip services to corruption, corrupt fight against corruption. Buhari's government, if you ask me, is the worst. People are stealing money. People are stealing money by the day. A lot of money you cannot account for under Buhari. But well, let's leave that. But everything got so bad, and people like us foresaw it. And again, for the fact that we supported Jonathan's re-election, but he failed, and some people saw us as in fact, I fear for my life because there are so many things already. They already boxed me up. I don't get jobs again as an actor, and there was no money for me to produce movies. The ones I produced long before 2015, I couldn't even release. And the moment I saw that I've been kind of blacklisted, and I was afraid that maybe I'm an actor in Lagos, and then I went against APC to support PDP. I'm little known. So, and with some things that happened, I just felt my life is no longer guaranteed in Lagos. Then I made up my mind to leave. I called my wife, I sat her down, I told her, hey, I got to leave because let me just go and do, you know, as God will have it, today we're here, and I cannot lie to you. In my 46 years of living in Nigeria, back then in 2016, the decision to leave Nigeria is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, because today I look at my children and I imagine what is happening back home. You know, a family of three, somebody who's just ordinary. Most people who were doing relatively okay back in Nigeria with their children in some secondary private school and paying 250,000 per child for them and all these things. I can't imagine where, in fact, some cannot even feed again because there's nothing to do, nothing to put their hands on. People thriving in Nigeria now are they are all either people who are into fraud, or the police officer, the security operative who are claiming to be fighting fraud, thereby making money for themselves. Those are the people thriving in Nigeria. Other than that, the hard work cannot even produce anything in Nigeria. Unlike any other country in the world where they say hard work pays, I don't think hard work can pay anything in Nigeria. So I left. Here I am in United States. I've done 3 years here in United States, and I tell you, what I could not achieve in 46 years, I've done in 3 years. What I could not achieve in 46 years as a celebrity in Nigeria, I have achieved far more in 3 years as a security personnel here in United States. And I cannot lie to you, when I think of the people I've had cause to extend my hand to, and I know that these people were doing well back home in Nigeria. In fact, I look up to them back home in Nigeria to survive. And now they have now turned to be the one begging for this favor or the other. You just wonder, what kind of leadership do the Western countries have, and what manner of leadership do we have? You know, our leaders, all they do is they praise themselves for their ingenuity. I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Until you travel over and come to the Western country, you discover that you don't see a governor finish a project in a state and then they call all the press people to come and be snapping pictures and say they are launching a project. The money is not yours, it's taxpayers' money. You were only called to come and manage, to come and lead, eh, in service to the people. You are serving them, you are a servant. They own the money. For the fact that you use the money to complete a project does not mean that you should call a press conference to so that people can clap for you and then boost your ego so that you can feed your ego. No, we don't see that here. A lot of projects are going on. People are constructing roads, and the road network in America, I swear, oh my goodness, I'm talking about America. The road network in Sacramento will double the road network in Nigeria 4 times. The road network in California, will double the road network in Nigeria. And then you start to ask yourself, why is it that we cannot get electricity right, even up to now, 58 years after, 59 years after independence? Who we offend? Who Nigeria offend? So that is why I have now thought of something, because the moment I got here, I saw some things that really turned my reasoning around. For example, everybody in Nigeria wants to go to the city, but a lot of people are making millions, serious money in the farming business. You know, mechanized farming. And when you see in the chain, in the line of production, farming, production of anything, down to the consumer, in that chain, anyone can fit in into so many offices along that chain of food production. You can just be a transporter, you can be a middleman, you can be this, you can be that. But everybody is running helter skelter to find a place in the city and hustle white collar job. Thank God for the entertainment industry now. Everybody is running, every house wants to produce an entertainer. But I tell you, one very major place that has not been truly exploited, people have not exploited this area, is the farming area, the production of food, what people eat. You can never go wrong with what people eat, because people must eat. Hunger, you must feed your belly. So my encouragement is for the youth in Nigeria. I see a few people who are already into farming, little farming. Here in California, you see somebody with 4 acres of land. He will tell you that this is the family's farm. They have been on that farm for the last 150 years, you know, transferring from one family, one generation to the other, and they are rich. It might just be ordinary berries they produce there. You understand? From season to season berries. And they are making serious money. You understand? You can imagine in Africa where hunger is even more. If you go into farming, I'm not telling you that okay, you go there and bend down and farm. There are a lot of people that can do it there in the village, but you can actually be sourcing this thing, take it to the city and sell. You make it. You can even another thing that in that line that is very very is suffering is packaging. People don't know how to. Now Africa, we don't know how to package. We our brain is still tied to the primitive style of selling products, farm produce. No, no, you can decide to package, turn banana to chips, and then package it, label it, and start to distribute for to all the stores in Nigeria. All the stores. You understand? You can go to the north, get something people need in the south, you put it in there. As little as 50,000 can do this business, and before you know it, cucumber, and some of these cucumber, what's it called? Most of these fruits, you can get them from the north and bring them over here. You distribute to people who want to buy, shops, to supermarkets. But Nigeria is so funny, very funny. Everybody just wants to do one thing, one thing, one thing. You want to look for job. No, you cannot continue to look for job. You should try your best to create job. That's the spirit I'm trying to promote now. And what I want to do, I'm trying to showcase some business ideas that when I was in Nigeria, I didn't think of them. Not until I came to America and I said, oh my goodness, this would have been a very big business in Nigeria, particularly those who can use internet. Just like me and my wife now, we have some businesses we have written out, we have mapped out. We'll try our hands on it. We'll continue to try our hands on one business or the other to see which one succeeds. But this kind of video will be witness to what I'm saying now tomorrow.